Hello, everyone. So, today I'm going to talk about Google Classroom because I'm sure some of you have as good a memory as I do. So, let's just start with the very basics. Sign into your computer, make sure you turn it on, and make sure you go to Google Chrome and log into your school's account. So, I'm going to share my screen. I'll show the whole thing. And if we look at it, you should see something similar to this. And in the top right here, you should see either a picture or a first letter of your name or some sort of icon here. If it's not your school account, make sure you sign out. And if you see sign in, go ahead and sign in. You have to use your school account. If you don't use your school account, all kind of problems can happen. So just don't do it. So right there, at allen.k12.la.us, password. Next, if yours isn't saved for you, well, type it in. So now we're here and I see that I am in fact logged in on my school account. To be 100% sure though, go to Drive. So let me go back, Waffle, and then let me move my face. Right here, Drive. It could be somewhere else in here, but it should be one of the first ones you see. You want to click on Drive. Once that happens, you can be 100% sure you're in your school account if you see this logo. If you see this logo, you're good to go. If you don't see this logo, log out. All that FERPA privacy mess, if you're in your personal Gmail account, you're not covered. Make sure you're in school account so you don't have any issues and don't get sued. So now that I've made sure I'm in my Allen Parish School Board account, I'm gonna go to my classroom. So to navigate through your different apps, you just use your waffle. Drive, Classroom, and you can have the basic ones here. Once you get to your classroom, you should see whatever you have. You can see I'm in my wife's class. We could test some things. I have one made up and some other classes we're working on. So what we're going to do first, create a class. So to create a new class, you're going to click this little plus sign right up here in the top right. Create or join a class. Click it, and we're going to create it. All that you have to do is name it. In fact, with Google, the first thing you want to do with anything is name it. You make a new Google Doc, name it. You make a new Google Sheet, name it. You make a new folder, name it. And it has a section, subject, and room option. I leave those blank. I don't know my schedule off the top of my head, but let's say I have dual enrollment and it's first hour. I might put first. You're going to want to create a separate class for each hour. So I have 2 or 3 geometry classes. So I might put geometry second or third or fourth, whatever I have. So I'm going to actually do that right now. I'm going to create a geometry second and a geometry third. No idea what hours they are, but that'll be helpful. So I created it. It pops me straight in there. To go back to my class list, I'm going to click the hamburger button in the top left, hamburger button, and go to classes. And I'm going to create another one. This is the one I'm actually going to work in with you guys. Create a class, geometry, third. Again, no idea what they are for real. I'm going to create that, and it's going to pop me in there in any second now. All right. So now I have the basic class set up. We're good. We need to change our settings. So you'll see your basic background. You can change that. You can select a theme, upload a photo, whatever. I don't bother with that. I'm worried about the content, not the prettiness. You got your class code, which you may or may not use, and the generate the meet link. We're actually going to do that in the settings. You can do it there too, it's fine, but I like to just do everything right here. Click the gear icon in the top right. Right here, next to the waffle, or next to the, waffle. Class details. You could change it. Oops, it's not third hour, it's fourth hour. Class description, section, room, blah, 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 don't care. Class code, I actually am just going to disable it. And now no one can join my class with the code. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I can re-enable it. Oh, hey, there's a new one. So notice it is a new one each time. Or you could reset it, and it just changes it. You could also copy it so you can paste it to Facebook or however you're getting it to the peoples. But again, I'm just gonna, if I'm in class with the kiddos, I can just display it, they can see it, type it in. I actually don't get to the students that way. I usually email it to them, even though they don't have email. You'll see that in a second. Most important thing you want to do right here is the stream. I would highly advise not to allow students to post. If they can post more than just words. They can post videos of, dangerous things. So no posting. I do like to let the students comment so that if one student has a question at 2 o'clock in the morning and another student happens to be on, they can answer it for them. But some teachers, they prefer only teachers can post a comment. Students can't touch the stream. Can't happen. So this keeps a stream, that's the front page of your classroom, nice and clean, and only whatever you say is what pops up. This is allowing the students to kind of have a little bit of freedom to communicate. So you have to judge what your students can do. I like students can only comment. I don't see any reason to allow students to post. That's dangerous. Classwork on the stream. When you make an assignment, it by default has a little notification on the stream. I don't like that. I like to hide the notifications. That's personal preference. So what this does is it blows up your stream. Like every time you post an assignment, it just fills up their stream, it gets cluttered. You don't want that. Worse is show attachments and details. That has the entire assignment on there, and it's just a mess. So what I tell the students is, you find your assignments in the classwork section. So that's what I like to do, hide notifications. And leave this alone. Show deleted items, you don't want to show deleted items. So let's say we have a terrible student posting porn or swastikas, and then they delete it thinking, haha, no one saw that. And then you can see that, oh, hey, I go back 2 hours ago, so-and-so posted this inappropriate image. And if you have this slider on, then the students can also see, oh, hey, 2 hours ago, he just posted this video. We don't want that. Guardian summaries, leave it alone. Keep it on. All right, first time you're seeing this, you're going to want to generate the Meet link. Click. Done. Visible to students, I like that. This allows the students to see the Meet link in the very front page of the stream. So they just log into the class and they can immediately click on the Meet link. That's for whenever we need to communicate with the students at home. That's how we're going to do it. Google Meet. Grading, don't do it. It's not connected to webcams, just don't even mess with it. Leave it as no overall grade. So that's the basics of how you set it up. Before you get out of here though, make sure you hit the save button in the top right. And give me just a moment. Let me pause. All right, and I'm back. Okay, so if we click the save button, it'll bring us back to our stream. See, this is the stream right here. This is what I was talking about a minute ago. Very first thing we see is the class code. Again, you can disable that. And then the Meet link. So there's our Meet link. If I click on that, it'll open in a new tab, Google Meet. And that's how we're going to communicate with our kiddos. You're going to need to join now. And I don't know how this is going to work. It's probably echoey. So the nickname and all that stuff, don't worry about it. The kids are in your class, they can join the Meet. All they have to do is click on the Meet link and they'll be good to go. This can be useful if you want to schedule a meet ahead of time, but I don't use calendar for that. It's just more headache than it's worth, in my opinion. So you need to meet with them, click the Meet link. Let me move my face out of the way. So you're going to probably want to present your screen and not just your face. You can present your entire screen. That's probably the easiest way to go. And see it's kind of seeing itself over and over and over again. And you can click share. Now the kids are seeing whatever you see. So if I go over to my Active Inspire, well, now they're seeing what I see. They're going to see my Active Inspire. And, you know, we can go through it, do our work, all that good stuff. This is how I do my work. I use Active Inspire. It's awesome. I mean, you can use a Jamboard just as easily, but I think if you have access to Active Inspire, use it. There is a free version. It's very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and stop presenting just because this is not what I want to talk about right this second. And that's the Google Meet. Let's look back at the stream. So if I can get this out of the way, I'm going to click this little X to get out of Google Meet. I don't want to just, I mean, I could just end it and it'll bring me to this screen. I could rejoin or go to the home screen, but either way, it's not going to bring me back to my class. I want to go back to the class. I can click this little X up here, close that Meet tab. Now I'm back on my stream. So if we look at the stream, upcoming, this lets your students know what they have to do when. So if they have an assignment due tomorrow, they'll say, hey, you have an assignment due tomorrow. And if they need to type, if they have a question, they can type it on the stream if you allow them to do that. You can also communicate with them. One thing Stream is not for is assignments. So if you want them to do something, you go to classwork and make an assignment. You don't say, oh, hey, do this on the stream. The stream is not for assignments. The stream is not for working. All right, so here, let's go to classwork. Let's go ahead and see how we create an assignment, okay? So if I click create, you'll see a few options: assignment, quiz assignment, question, material, reuse, post. Now, we all have access to Kami, but if you notice, I don't have my Kami assignment up here. I mean, you could use assignment and just have them open it with Kami. It's the same exact thing, in my opinion. But if you do want the Kami assignment, you need to add that extension. I'll go over that towards the end of the video. I'm going to timestamp things too for you. So I would suggest never ever using a quiz assignment. Reason being, quiz assignment makes it convoluted and difficult to find where your quizzes are to grade them, and it's just not as organized as you could be in folders in your drive. So what I usually do, if I need to make a quiz or any other assignment, I make it first. So before I even go to create, I make the assignment. I go to my drive, get my face out the way, sorry. I go to drive, and you'll see it's very cluttered. I need to organize it. And I got all kind of stuff up here that I've done, just random mess, experimenting with things, and yeah, from way back when even. But what I usually do is I go and I say, oh, okay, this is for my stats class. And you know, I have some PDFs, some videos, all that stuff. I don't like all these big pictures, so I'm going to change that to list view. That way, this is a lot easier for me to see. Those, if you look right here, there's grid view. It's too big for me. Too cluttered. And there's list view. This only has the name, but I mean, I usually name things how I can find them. So let's say I needed them to do a homework assignment. I'd post it here as a PDF, and then I could upload that through Kami. So let's just create a new folder. Why not? Create new folder, geometry 2021. Create. And it's going to pop up right here. It's currently empty because I haven't done anything. So this is where I'm going to make all my geometry assignments. Now, I've already made a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to reinvent it. I'm going to move it to this folder, or I can just even reuse a post from previous year. But first thing you want to do is make the assignments. So let me find something I've already made so I don't have to create something from scratch. So I did COVID assignments. Yeah, let's just grab one of those. Geometry. And I had a few different things I had them work on. Let's say I want to have them graph circles. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's try this, I haven't done this before. Move to, and I'm gonna go back, and it should be up top, no. Scroll through, oh, there it is. Move it here, move it. So I'm gonna go back to my drive, go to that folder, and there it is. So this is where my first assignment's gonna be. I'm gonna go to create an assignment. Again, first thing you always do with Google, name it. Circles. Instructions are optional. Do it. Then you're gonna add, you have choices here. If you have something in your Google Drive, like you probably will, if you already created it, you're gonna go and you're gonna navigate. Now it does have recents here, so the very first thing, like this is one of the first things I'm gonna use, my vocab sheet, but I don't see that circles assignment, so I need to search for it. So I can search in Drive. We can change the file type even. I know it's a Google slide presentation. And let's see, I know it has circle in it. Okay. Circles, algebra 1, geometry. I think it's the one. This thing is very annoying. Yep, here we go. This is what I have. I don't want that one, I just want that one. Notice down at the bottom here, it's gonna say 1 selected, 2 selected, 3 selected. And you can kind of see it highlighted in blue. So I want that one, and click insert. Now it's geometry circle, graphs of circles assignment. Very important. Like if you don't know anything else, know this. Students can view a file. No, you don't want that. Students can edit a file. You don't want that. Make a copy for each student. This is the only way you're going to get individual student work. So if you have students can view a file, all they can do is look at it. I mean, it's pretty useless. If you make a nice assignment for them to work on, they can't work on it. Students can edit the file. Okay, that sounds good, right? They can change stuff. But if one person makes a change, everybody sees it. Don't want that either. I mean, it could be useful if you have group assignments or something and just make small groups. Make a copy for each student. Do it. Now, if let's say you, oh, I actually have a vocab sheet I want, but it's on my desktop. Well, that's going to be a file. I know it's on here somewhere. And again, it's going to automatically search the drive, but you can go to upload and browse, or you can just drag and drop it if you know where it's at. Let's see, it's on my desktop most likely. Let me go to my stuff here. Sorry, it's not exactly where I thought it would be. There we go, desktop. Now I'm going to look for vocab sheet. If I type a V, it takes me to vocab sheets. Open. And it's going to upload from my computer. Again, students can view a file. No, make a copy for each student. Let's say I have a link I want to share with them. Okay, I want them to do constructions. So I'm going to actually go to, I don't think I have a bookmark on here. Maths, there we go. Yeah, not this one. No, stop. 1 second, guys. Let's try that. There we go. Let me go home. Where's the home button? Index, constructor tools. Here we go. Let's say I want to do some constructions. So I'm going to send them to MathsPad. Yes, it's UK. It's the best free thing I found so far. It does have a subscription I might actually buy for a couple months. Test it out. But let's say I need them to go here. So I'm going to post this as a link. So I open that in a new tab. Now I'm going to go back to my classwork for geometry tab. See, it says classwork for geometry. I got a bunch of stuff open. It popped 3 windows open. I don't want that. Close them out. So I'm back here, classwork, add a link. Copy, paste. Know your keyboard shortcuts, Control-C copies, Control-V pastes. Yeah, it's Command for me because I'm using a Mac. Add link. And now this link is here. Notice it doesn't have a make a copy for each student option because it's not a thing, it's just a link. This is a PDF assignment. This is a Google Slides assignment. So each of these, we need to make a copy for each student. The last thing, let's say I want them to have a YouTube video on constructing an equilateral triangle. Yeah, these don't match, but whatever. Did I spell it right? Hopefully. There we go, that looks good. And you add it. So all you have to do is search for it, type it in there. If you already know the video, I'm gonna open this in a new tab. So let me do that again because you actually need to do this. Right click on it, control click or however your right click is, and open in a new tab. The reason you want to do this is because, that is loud, is because we need to approve the video. By default, videos are not approved for for our domain, so you need to click approve. Now the kids can watch it. But let's say, oh, I don't want this one. This one looks better. It really doesn't. It's not at all what I was trying to get. But whatever. Let's say I wanted this one instead. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and approve it. And I'm going to copy the URL. So if I highlight my URL here in the address bar, notice how it's highlighted. All I did was click in it. I'm going to either right click and copy or Control-C, Command C for Macs. And then I could add YouTube, Control-V, and paste it. We can click on the URL. Actually, I'm curious. I'm going to Command-V, paste it, and search for it, and it still pulls it up. If I do the URL, Command-V, it pulls it up either way. Okay, so either tab you're in, you're good to go. Click Add, and there it is. I'm going to go ahead and X that because I don't want two videos. I'm also going to X this tab because, well, I'm done with YouTube. So I've got 4 different things here. This came from Google Drive. This came from my computer. This is a link I had. This is a video from YouTube. Can you use videos from other sources? Not sure. I usually, if I need a video, I just put it in my YouTube channel and upload it that way. Okay, now, these are the materials. You can also create a brand new thing, but again, organization, people. We don't want to create in the assignment. You want to already have it created and organized in folders on your drive. Let's look at the options over here. So first, there's the assign option. You can assign it, schedule it, or if you need to save it for later, just save it as a draft. Or if you're like, oops, never mind, I don't want to do this, you can discard it. So right now I'm just going to leave it alone. 4, very helpful if you have multiple sections. So I have 4, geometry 4th and geometry 2nd. This is actually a real thing, so I'm not going to mess with that. But you could select all of your classes if you wanted. Right now I have it for 2 classes. Now let me go back and just have it for this one class and show you something else. 2 reasons this could be helpful. We can change the students, but we have to do per class. Instead of all students, I don't have any students in here, do I? Sorry, okay. So if I had students in here, you could select who had what. So if you have accommodations for some particular students, you could make a separate assignment for those and change the time or whatever they needed. But for the most part, we're just going to assign it to both of our classes and be good to go. Points, I mean, you can use points. If this is for a grade, put some points on there and be like, oh, you got 7 out of 10 or something. I usually don't do 100-point things just because I don't like to. So if I do points, I 10 points, but I mean, you could do 100 points and be like 70 out of 100 instead of 7 out of 10, same thing, whatever. Due date, you can have a drop-down menu here, select whenever you want to do. Let's say it's due Friday at 11:59 p.m. I usually use 11:59 p.m. because that's the end of Friday. Topic. These are awesome. We're going to go over those in a minute. You can default it to whichever topic you want it in a minute. Rubrics. I don't use rubrics. English people probably do. But you can add a rubric here, and you can play around with that. You basically just type in for the first time what you want each level to be worth, and you can assign a rubric. So the students be like, oh, hey, this is what I need to do to get 100%. Now use rubrics. Check plagiarism, that's for English teachers. You can do it 3 times a year. I mean, there's free plagiarism checks online anyway, whatever. And then you're going to click either assign or you're going to schedule it. Okay, interesting. I can't schedule it. I wonder why. What if I can't schedule it now. Don't know what I changed that forbade me from scheduling it, but ah. See, I'm playing around with this myself. I didn't use Google Classroom last year. You can only schedule it if you select an individual class. That's interesting. Okay. So if I have 2 classes or more selected, I can't schedule it anymore. I can assign it. And it's assigning. Taking a second. We'll wait. Sorry, I have terrible internet. There we go. And we can see I have this circles assignment on my geometry 4th hour that I'm in. Didn't I select geometry 2nd hour too? Let's see. Hamburger button. And all your active classes will appear right here. So I'm going to go to geometry 2nd. Notice it's got a different class code and hasn't generated meet link or anything because we haven't set it up yet. But if I look at the classwork, circles is there. And if I click on it, it's got those 4 items. But I'm going to go back to my 4th hour because that's where I've already set it up. See, there's the meet link. This is the one we set up already. Now, let's say you want to make this more organized, because if I create another assignment, number 2, and just assign it, it's just going to pop up right there. I mean, I can not really move them or anything, but if you create a topic, new stuff, and another topic, old stuff, and obviously you can be a lot more creative. Number 2, you're old. Oh wait, I want new stuff on top, so I'm going to move that. You can just literally drag things around and organize it. So you're just dragging and dropping to organize things. You can move assignments into different topics. You can move topics around, however you want to do it. I'd highly advise using at least 2 topics so that you can put the old stuff on the bottom. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to name these topics. I'm probably going to do something useful for the kiddos. Don't think I'm going to do like standards like GeoCD 2A, whatever. Doesn't mean anything to me anyway. But maybe probability or something. Constructions. For now, though, I have old stuff and new stuff. All right, let's see. I'm going to go actually over here to my presentation. Yeah, that's all right. Who knows? That's probably out of date by now. Oh, yeah, don't forget FERPA. We can't use these things. That's how to do that. We already talked about getting students in the class. We didn't talk about that. Okay, so People tab. Let's go to the People tab. Right now, you see teachers, me. You can add other teachers as collaborators. I actually did that for Master Geometry, Algebra 2, and Algebra 1. Yes, I don't teach Algebra 1, but I made it anyway. So I kind of emailed all the teachers in the district like, hey, let's share stuff. That way we can keep our hair. So I made a master class for each one and invited the teachers of each subject. And then if we find something useful, we'll just stick it in there. Save it as a draft, assign it, whatever. We don't have any students in there. It's just the teachers. You can add as many teachers as you want. I can invite my wife. If I can spell her name. There it is. And now she's able to collaborate with me. So as soon as she logs in to her Google Classroom, she'll see in the classes, she'll have an invite notification. So right here in the front thing, it'll have the first thing and it'll say join at the bottom right here. I'll try and show you that in a minute. But let's talk about getting your students in. So the easiest way is to get them to type this code in. So you can go to the stream, class code's right here, click on the big square right there, boom, have them type it in. Easy, done, waste 20 minutes of class because people can't type. What I usually do though is I email them. But you might be thinking, wait, students don't have email. You're absolutely correct. They do not have access to these emails, but they do have an email account. So I did send you this student. Oh, great, I'm gonna have to search. Nope, can't find it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my drive because I made that nice Google sheet that generates student emails for you. And I think I needed something with student, so I'm gonna type in student. Oh, there it is. And we're back. Sorry about that. I had some student information displayed and FERPA could have got me fired or whatever. So I deleted those actual student names and you can just see how it's going to work. So let's say you have Billy for the last name, Bob for the first name. You can type it in and it generates the email. May, Sally. Capitalization doesn't matter. And also you can go to webpams and you can download a roster and just copy it from there. You'd select the CSV for file type. You can just open it up as a sheet or, well, a spreadsheet probably in Excel, and then copy and paste those first and last names in here. That's why I have it last and first, because that's how the webpams does it. But let's say I got Billy, Bob, and Sally Mae and first name, last name. I'm going to highlight all my students. So to do that, I'm going to click on the first one, hold shift and my down arrow key works. Other way to do it is click and drag. So you can click and drag to highlight things. You can click, hold shift and the arrow key to highlight things. Your choice. From there, copy it. I like keyboard shortcuts, so I'm doing Command C. You can see edit up here. Edit will blink every time I hit Command C. So I just copied it about 100 times and oof. I'm going to go back, I'm looking at my tabs, people, that's what I'm looking for, people in Geometry 4. And now I'm going to click on students. I'm going to click the little plus person thing. And yeah, they're not real students, so that's not going to work. Well, there's no FERPA for teachers, right? Teachers. So I got some teachers right here. We'll use those people. Copy. So that's not going to work, but if I paste it, then it'll show me add recipients. So that means that I actually do have valid email addresses in there, and it'll show you all the different people. Sorry, all you people, I use your first and last names. Don't kill me. I'm not actually going to invite them because then their Google Classroom just get ding, ding, ding spam. So I'm going to cancel that. But that's how you would invite them. Again, if that's too complicated, go to the stream, hit the square on the class code, have the students type it in. Done. Let's see, what's next? Again, stream is not for assignments. Yeah, don't use quiz assignment. Just don't do it. Make your quiz and then assign it as an actual assignment. I do want to show you a Kami assignment though. Let's go back and look. So if I'm looking at my classwork, notice I have this PDF. If I click on it, by default, it's going to pop up like this with the preview. If I choose open with, annotate with Kami, it's going to take me to Kami and I'll be able to write on it and draw on all the good Kami tools we have. Oh, great. I think it's going to be funky with me. It's thinking. We'll wait impatiently, but we'll wait. Login is can't. Wow. Okay. Let's click with Google and see what happens. Okay, there we go. Would you like to run OCR? I usually don't. So if I did run it with OCR, I should be able to edit these things. Let's actually try it. So a PDF is just a picture. So even though we can see these are words, the computer doesn't see it as words. It sees the whole thing as a picture. If we use OCR, it should turn into words. Maybe. And again, maybe not. Oh well. No, didn't work. Okay, so I ran OCR. No idea if it had any impact, but we'll go with it. So let's say you're doing some vocabulary, and the first word is circle. What is the definition of a circle? So you'd have the students, type. Typing's really easy. All you have to do is click the text box, and so I'm here at the pointer. Text box is right here. It's the big T. You can change the font size. Let's say you're blind and you want 48 size font. So it's a set of points equidistant from a given central point. Too big. Hey, how did I highlight everything at once? Control A highlights everything in your text box or screen, depending on where you're clicked at. And I'm going to change that font size down to 16. Okay, I can still read it. Let's see what this does. I have no idea. Oh, that's the spacing. Okay. So this default 1.5, we're not typing essays in here, so it probably doesn't matter at all. I want it bold. I want it italicized or underlined, struck through. I don't know why I didn't want any of those with geometry class, but whatever. You can change the color. Let's find out what this does. Oh, it's some, so that's the highlighting color. I don't want it. You can make it a subscript. You can make it a superscript. You can undo the scripts. Numbers, bullets, all these are word tools. Function. I've never played with this before. I'm going to now. 3x. Ah, it's got your symbols in here. Okay. Yeah, infinity, that's cool. Whatever. So if you click the function button, it does pop up with your symbols menu. You could also get to that. Oops, I probably should have clicked out of that. Right here with the equation builder. Got your symbols. So underneath the text box is your equation builder. So it's got all your nice, it's also got music symbols and set notation. A whole bunch of stuff I'm never going to use, but it's there. So basic text box right there. Everybody should be able to use a text box. I'm going to experiment with this now. A set of points equidistant from a central point. Not terrible. Okay, that was terrible. So I guess we might need to hey, it ignores those. That's convenient. LOL. You can capitalize it. And then to turn it off, I guess I just click this microphone. Testing, testing. That worked. Okay, so it's got text to speech right here. Let's try this. Sorry, I'm having fun. I'm experimenting myself. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Okay, let's try again. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? One more try. It's clicked. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Sirve. No, Siri. Sirve. Hablamos en español. Más o menos. Más o menos. Okay, whoa. No idea what I clicked there. Sure, whatever, X. So it's got the voice, the speech to voice thing. It's hit and miss. It's actually pretty decent. I'd say it's decent. Undo. Oh no, that's text direction. So if you want to type up or down or upside down, you can do that. Not sure why you'd want to type upside down, but you can. And you got emojis in here. Yeah, I don't use emojis. We've also got, wow, this is just like lag. I think I just crashed it. We've also got this button. I don't know what that does. So I'm going to just put a little timestamp on here. Cami fun. More useful though. Okay, so definition, a set of points equidistant from a given central point. It's got spell check. Let's see if we can right click on it. I'm actually trying to spell check it, testing that. I don't see, there might be a spell check, but it's not immediately ready to me. So I don't know, we'll go on. But it does tell them that it's misspelled. A diagram. Oh man, well, here's a drawing tool. Circle. So you can make a circle. Yay. Eraser. Drawings and shapes, all annotations. So if I just want to erase my shape, I can do this and not, oh no, I accidentally erased circle. Oh wait, I can't erase circle. Okay. But if I do this, I can erase circle. So this one just erases the drawings. This one erases everything. Your choice. Oh, and hey, look, there's a shape tool. I suck at drawing circles, so I'm just going to make one. That's not a circle, that's an ellipse. But guess what? If we hold shift, it forces it to be a circle. And I'm pretty sure the same thing with a square. Yeah, there's a rectangle, but if I hold shift, it makes it a square. That's the same thing on pretty much any application. Triangle. Okay, I can make any, oh, that's handy. Has the measurements. Not going to use it, but oh, okay. If I hold shift on this one, that's interesting. It makes it a right triangle instead of equilateral. I was expecting equilateral. Okay, cool. And line, I can go anywhere. It tells me the degrees. This is actually kind of useful for me. And if I look, okay, so it's 22.5 degree lock. So I can, if I hold shift, it has some multiple of 22.5 degrees. Guess because it's half of 45. It's useful. Oh, look, it even tells me down here, shift lock angle. Cool. And I can change the color of these things. I wonder, let me grab my select key. Maybe. And I'm going to click on it. Oh, I can change it from here. I can change the color. Okay. Oh, I can fill it. I don't want to fill it with the same color, but I guess I have no choice. Okay, there's not an outline thing. You either fill it or you don't fill it. I can make it thicker. If I can click it. How many points? 10 points. Really thick square. Okay. The basics, you know. So that's how we can use the drawing tools. Oh, look, there's another text to speech, so you can either get to it from the text box, and it's up here in this nice little menu bar. I actually like that menu bar. It's nice. Or I guess we can do it here. Oh, no, no, no. This is text to speech. So if I highlight this, stop. No, 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 stop. Pretty sure you didn't hear that, but that was really loud in my AirPods. So yeah, he reads, and if you change the voice, you can read in different languages. I scroll all the way to the bottom because it's easy to see what you're reading in. Google Español. So if you need your kids to have a Spanish assignment and you need them to be read to, you can click this voice and it reads it with a Spanish accent, or if it actually has Spanish words. Yeah, let's make some Spanish words. ¿Qué pasa, chica? I can spell. I'm going to highlight that, and let's test it out. Good enunciation. Again, I'm not sure if you heard that or not. It's in my AirPods. My bad. You can also change the speed, I guess. Don't know why. Let's find out what double speed sounds like. Okay, that was kind of hilarious. Yeah, let's just get out of there. That's fun to play with. Maybe some people that have special ed kids could be useful, or foreign language, ESL. It doesn't look like it has a translate function though, so you'd have to, maybe open up a new tab in Google Translate over here. I don't think we have any ESL students at our school though. Insert an image. You could. I don't see why you'd want to. Signature. That's not what we're using this for. Okay. There's a little. Oh, hey, you can see actually what it does. What's this? Oh, I can move the toolbar around. Cool. So if you hit this little arrow, instead of just seeing the icons, you can actually see, oh, hey, this is to do stuff. You can make a comment, voice comment. I guess if you just talk, it'll click or select text anywhere to make an audio comment. Click. Oh, no. That's a thick square. And it tells you how long it is. I guess we have a 5-minute max. And it got like one syllable. That was terrible. Video comment, I guess we could do that. Screen capture, blah, blah, blah. You can play around with that. So that's for Cami. I say that's all we're going to look at for a Cami assignment, except for the one thing I started coming here for. Let's go to extensions. So I'm going to open up a brand new tab, just a plain old Google page. Now I'm going to type Cami extension. Click. Very first thing that pops up. Hopefully it's the right thing. Oh yeah, it's in my web store. Add to Chrome. Click. Add extension. Waiting. Yeah, sure, whatever. Just agree to whatever because they own us anyway. Yes, I'm in. Okay, I think we're good. Do I have it? Cami extension. Yeah, for some reason, all my bookmarks and everything got deleted. So I don't know why, but whatever. So now I'm going to go back. Okay. It's been a while. So I'm putting timestamps. Don't try and watch this whole video at once. If I go to create now, nope. If I refresh it, go to create now, there it is. So now that I have added the Cami extension, I can create a Cami assignment. Let's look at the difference between a Cami assignment and just opening a PDF as Cami. So I can again select multiple classes. Okay, I guess this is just assign it or save it as a draft. Okay. If I use a Cami assignment, I can schedule it ahead of time. That's interesting. I'm selecting multiple classes and scheduling ahead of time with Cami. Title, okay, first thing you should do, Cami tests, or Cami may, ha. Yeah, you laughed. Good for you. Points, due date. I don't know what that was, but okay. Due date, 5:30 p.m. on August 27th. Topic, oh, that's new stuff. So see, I can choose which topic goes in. And then I might actually need to put the file, let me go to my drive, and again, I'm going to hit the V because it's vocab sheets. And there it is. Make a copy for each student by default. That's nice. So you're less likely to screw up. Still possible, but less likely. Send Cami instructions. You might want to do that with your first assignment, but you're not going to send that over and over again. This is basically how to use Kami. Like, click the Open with Kami button. I'm gonna go ahead and click it. Why not? Assign. Now you'll notice I could only assign this one thing. Hit X there and just refresh it. There it is. So it's grayed out because I have it scheduled for the future. Let's check it out over here in Geometry Second. Should be over there too. Yep. If I look at the stream, oh, I don't see anything. Oh, I do see posted new assignment circles. If I look back at Geometry Fourth, it's not there because, again, we set it to where it doesn't show assignments on the stream. But on this assignment, I had 4 things at once. On this one, I only have this one vocab sheet. However, you can come in here, I believe, and edit it. So this also works for that assessment or whatever it's called. Anything that is linked to Google Classroom and creates the assignment for you, after you create it through there, you can go back and add more stuff to it. So I can now add a YouTube video if I wanted to. Let's say they must watch a cute duck video in order to succeed at life. There, add, boom. So, I don't really want that. So let's see what this does. I'm going to actually go ahead and assign it. No, I didn't assign it, did I? Schedule, I don't want to schedule it. Assign it. Assign. All right, so now, if I look at the difference here, it says PDF via Kami. Over here, it just says PDF. Let's see what happens if I click on it. I don't know. Not much difference. You still have to click up here and annotate with Kami. I wonder if that changes on the student's end. It might. It might. No thanks. I'm probably going to click never ask again. Oh yeah, good. I thought it was not recording for a second. So that's Kami. That's a Kami assignment. Again, you have to add the extension to have the option. It could be useful if you want to schedule in the future for multiple classes, I guess. But if you have more than just one thing, it's still not useful. I don't know. So there it is, Kami assignment. I'm probably not going to use it. I'm just going to use assignment for everything. Let's go down to reuse post. If you look here, you'll see all kind of classes that that you didn't even see on my main screen, because it also includes our archived classes. So classes that you archive are basically stored for later. You don't delete them, you just hide them from yourself. I'll show you how to do that real quick so you can know what I'm talking about. If I go to classes, I don't really need blah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click these 3 dots and archive it. Archive classes can't be updated, blah, 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 archive. And now it's gone, but it's not gone forever. If I go to all the way down here to archive classes, you'll see everything I have archived and haven't deleted. There's blah. Okay, gonna navigate back to my 4th hour geometry. How was I doing that? Oh yeah, reuse a post. So let's say I want to reuse a post from my, let's say I want to reuse a post from my master class because that's why I made it. Well, that's not archived, but anyway. So these are all the assignments I made so far in the master class. That's the COVID assignments basically. So that's not going to be useful for a while. But there's graphs of circles, circle algebra, probability. I can click reuse and let's see what happens. It thinks. And then it pulls back up everything I had with it. It's got Mikey's video. It's got my example video, and it's got the probability sign, which for some reason is a Google Doc. Okay. Oh, look at this. Students can view file. Make sure you change that. So even though I had make a copy for each student on the other one, it didn't automatically do that here. So make sure, even if you reuse a post, you make a copy for each student. And all these settings are the same thing you can do, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to save it as a draft so you can see what that does. It's grayed out because I haven't assigned it yet. It's not there. Students can't see it. Interesting enough, it is in previous weeks because that's where it was in my archived class, or in the master class that was in my archive. Yeah, that was the name of the topic whenever I originally created it from my other classroom. So it made a new topic. And let's see what happens if I delete the topic. Topic is deleted, but the assignment is not. Okay. All right, so that's a lot to go through. Take a minute, breathe. Gonna check out these Kami instructions here. Okay, it tells you how to add the extension. I don't think students have permission for that. Hopefully the text puts that out. Open with Kami. Yeah, so the first time you use Kami, you're gonna have to give it all kind of permissions to do stuff. And on the student side, they're gonna see the save/turn in button. Now, a Kami assignment is just like any other assignment in Google Classroom. You can see everything the student's doing as they're doing it, because how Google Classroom works, it makes a copy of the same template you use, but pushes that out to each student with a separate name. So Billy Bob circles assignment. And then you can go to the class drive folder if you want to look for it, and you'll see all the different folders. So if I had students in here, it would be more useful. Let me actually go to one of my archived classes so I can show you. So notice here, I'm not in my classroom anymore. It took me to Drive because I clicked on the class Drive folder. So if I close that tab, I'm back in my classroom. I'm gonna go to my archive classes and unarchive something. Maybe this one? No, this one seems good. Restore. Restore. And this is how you can get your classes back. Go back to classes, and I have no idea what I called it. Geometry. Yeah, there it is. So I need to be very careful for FERPA reasons. Let's see how I can do this. I'm going to pause the video for a second and see. Okay, I'm back. So for FERPA reasons, it's going to be really complicated. So I took a screenshot of what you would see in the folder. So that was called Venn Diagram Assignment 2. And it had as many students that had like 25 copies of this Venn Diagram Assignment 2, but with the first and the last name. So you can't tell who these people are. So I'm not violating FERPA anywhere. And then the owner is actually the student. So, you know, somebody's name starts with a D here. That's all you can tell. Can't tell who, no violation of privacy here. But this is what it's looking like in that class folder. So if I go to the class drive folder, you'll notice here's what it's navigating to: My Drive Classroom, Geometry 3rd. Remember how I changed that before? I didn't change the name of this folder. So even though it's Geometry 4th, since I only changed the name of the class, it already generated the name of this folder and didn't change it. But you know, you'd see circles and all your students would be here, whatever. It would look something like this. So you could go in like, I wonder how Sally Mae's doing in here, and you could double click on their assignment. You could open it up and see, oh, hey, look, they've done all their work except they did it completely wrong, whatever. So if I go to Classroom, you can see all of your classes, even the archived ones, I think. Yeah, it looks like even the archived ones. And yeah, that's it for that, I think. What next? So that's how you reuse a post. Material, I'll use it. You could, if you're an English teacher, you might want to use the material to link Beowulf or something. if you have just a link you want the kids to go to. Oh, whiteboard. Maybe, yeah. I might use it for whiteboard. So you could add a link. It looks pretty much the same as anything else. I don't know what the difference is, just categorizing it. And it says post instead of assign. Whiteboard.p. So let's say I have a whiteboard class. I showed you guys this already. If I won't, every time you gotta make a new class, your name. I might have spelled my name or something. Who cares? Always enable the waiting room, because if you don't, the kids aren't going to use their actual names, so the usernames they choose might be like inappropriate. So enable waiting room whenever you're doing this. That way, if they put something you don't want everybody to see, you can just delete that. Unfortunately, you can't see who it was. So whiteboard, you can push a problem out to your students. Whatever actions, push whiteboard to all students, whiteboard is pushed to all students, and now all the students see that. And then if you go to your class and you actually have people in there, which I don't, obviously, you'd see their boards and see like how they're solving it. But what I wanted to show you was if I have a whiteboard up and I want the students to go to it, I'm going to copy that, navigate back to my classwork tab. I've got a few tabs open already. I'm going to title it whiteboard because that's what it is. Why not? I'll put a link specifically to that whiteboard class. Add link. And I'm just going to, of course, post that class, post it. And now the kiddos can just jump in there. Brings you to this thing, and the students would have to join. So I showed y'all that in training. If you weren't in training, play with it, it's fun. But yeah, remember with whiteboard or anything else that we don't have privacy agreements for, don't use first and last names. Billy42 is a great username. Make sure that students don't type in their full names. You can type yours and no one cares about your privacy. Let's see. So yeah, question, don't use it. Quiz assignment, never use it. Canvas assignment, assignment, use that one. Reuse post, if you got stuff already, reuse it. Topics, organize your stuff. And post versus schedule, we already talked about that. I'm gonna actually I think I might split this video up even. So let's see. I think this will be it for this one. Yeah. So this is pretty much the basics of how to get started with Google Classroom. I'm gonna make separate videos on slide assignments, Google Forms assignments, which quizzes, and then docs. Everybody should be familiar with docs, whatever. So I'm gonna actually make another video in just a minute, but for now I think that'll be all right. Here's some stuff you might want to check out. Cami, we got it. Use it. It's awesome. Any PDF can be written on. You got a worksheet, scan it, upload it to Google Drive. It's already online. Less work for you. Whiteboard, I just showed you that. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll use it that often, but it's there if we need it. You'll have to create a new class every time because it expires after 3 hours. Jamboard, I don't find it useful. You might. It might be useful for something. Football coaches, Jamboard. You can do little X's and O's up there and players can mess with it. Communicate with students with Google Meet. Screen recorders. We don't have a subscription with Google. I don't know if we're getting one, but as of right now, I don't think we do. So on the 30th of September, we won't be able to record with Google Meet. I don't know if you might not even want to record, we could get in some trouble there. So it might not be an issue, but I'm currently using Zoom only because I'm only by myself. You can use Zoom by yourself. If you're recording a video for yourself or to give to the students, you can use Zoom, as long as there's no kiddos in there. Screencastify for Chromebooks, it's got 15-minute limit. Nimbus, I've used it, it works nicely. I might use it instead of Zoom. It's got some paid features, but the regular features just fine. It's got decent compression ratio. I would not suggest using QuickTime or the built-in things because it just does not compress well. It just eats up your storage space. Flip Classroom Tutorials, and there's another dude, John Sowash. Let me find him. He was pretty great. You want to check him out? You go to YouTube. I think it was like John Sowash or something. Did I subscribe to him maybe? Let me make sure I'm on the right thing. Sorry, brain fart. John Sowash? Yeah, this guy, I think. Oh yeah, that's the one. So he's got some interesting stuff. Check it out. Yeah, this might be useful stuff for me to check out too. Yeah, I haven't looked at all this stuff, but from what I saw, he is pretty decent. He makes it slightly entertaining, so that's always good. But also Flipped Classroom Tutorials. This guy has more stuff than I can ever watch. But if you want to find something in particular to search for, how about Cami? I wonder if he has anything on Cami. Coding, no. Jamboard? If I spell it right, maybe. Oh, there we go. How to use Google Jamboard. So go with him. He'll tell you about Jamboard. I'm not going to. So yeah. Remote Mouse is a free application on your phone, but you also have to download it on your computer. If you do that, you can turn your mouse, your cell phone into a mouse. So you can literally use your phone and some software like ActiveInspire, Smart Notebook, Jamboard, and you can write with your phone. I'd suggest a stylus, and it will take some getting used to. It's not the most convenient thing, but it works, and it's free. A drawing pad's great. Those are helpful. If you aren't good with drawing with your finger, get a drawing pad. They're like 30 bucks. I'd highly advise downloading ActiveInspire. It's got all kind of tools. This is what I use for my lessons forever. It's nice. And then you got some fancy things. I mean, you could get a Bluetooth drawing pad for 80 bucks, and you could walk around the room and do it, except you won't be walking around the room for a while. So there's options, but you're going to want something because everything's going to be online, people. Just got to figure it out. Oh yeah, ActiveInspire, you can put grid in the background. That's useful whenever you're graphing things like I am. Art people, you can do that too. It's useful. No idea what I'm rambling on about at this moment. But yeah, we're going to end this video here. I'm going to make another one on how to create assignments, different kinds of assignments, in fact. So this has turned out to be a really long video. Sorry about that. Till next time.